Hey, what's going on? It's me, Hellbent, and today I'm just gonna give you a review on this one Thomas episode I've watched, and I forgot what it was called. I think it's called Patience and Rules or something. I don't know. That's just what I saw in the guide. I don't think that's what it was actually called. I actually have it. I actually recorded it, but I don't want to put it out there because I don't think I said anything. I don't want to get copyrighted. But basically, I want to call this one episode out where this one engine named Daisy, who is this green new diesel engine, well, not engine really, she's basically like this diesel car, and she thinks she's so popular and all that, that she was sent to take Thomas as passengers, right? Right? And you think everything would go good. Well, as soon as she passed Thomas's coaches, Annie and Clarabel, guess what she does? She's a freaking asshole to them. She acts like a straight up bitch to them, and I'm sorry for the bad words. I know, well, although the word bitch isn't that bad, but there are some pretty bad words. But I'm just gonna put that as in the description that there might be a little bit of language, like a little bit more stronger language. But this episode I've watched, Thomas and Friends, I thought it was kind of mean spirited in a way. I mean, it's supposed to be a kid's show, and yet they have this snooty engine, named Daisy, this green engine that thinks she's so good that she has to go and start insulting Annie and Clarabel and start like saying all this mean stuff to them. And it really pissed me off. Until finally things got served to her. Well, what am I trying to say? She finally gets karma when Sir Topham Hatt has to like get Annie and Claire. She has basically had to use Annie and Clarabel, the train cars. She basically had to use them, because she had extra passengers to pick up apparently, and so that's what she had to do. So Annie and Clarabel decided to say things that eventually got Daisy to snap, and not I don't mean like snap like get angry at them. I mean snap as in to get worried about herself, like because she thought there was creaking and all that. Because like she's supposed to be like a smooth engine, She's supposed to be a smooth diesel car. But the stuff that Annie and Clarabel said gotten her worried, and she leaves them behind, in this one station too. She leaves them behind. Basically almost stranding them. And then what? She goes back to Nafford, and now she thinks that her hearing's bad. She thinks that the noises are so bad and now she thinks her hearing is bad. So what am I trying to say here? What does that have to do with her being a bitch to Annie and Clarabel? Well, because she was. For the times that she passed by Annie and Clarabel, she started acting snooty and she started acting bitchy. She really did. God, I get tired of it. But then, when it gets nighttime, Annie and Clarabel are still at this one station. And they were afraid that they were going to be there all day and night. Well, they were going to be there all night, as I should say. Until finally Thomas comes back and picks them up. But he doesn't just come alone. He comes with Sir Topham Hatt. And guess what? He's crossed with Annie and Clarabel. Because apparently, just because Daisy's rude to them, that doesn't give them the right to be rude to her. So tell me, Sir Topham Hatt, so how come you never talked to Daisy, huh? How come you never corrected her? Like, well, I think it's because like Annie and Clarabel can't say anything because they're cars, they're coaches, they can't move like trains. I mean, I guess so, but I mean, hey, he's calling Annie and Clarabel for being rude to Daisy, but he should be calling Daisy out. But nope. And I truthfully had respect for Annie and Clarabel, and I felt sorry for them that Sir Topham Hatt was getting after them instead of getting after Daisy as well. Oh, it's another episode. But the bottom line is, I don't ever want to see an episode like that again, because I felt like that was a little bit too mean-spirited. I mean, so what? Yeah, so Daisy gets worried, but Sir Topham Hatt just snaps at Annie and Clarabel? What about Daisy, huh? Why won't she get what she deserves, huh? So because she insults them, that gives her the right to do that, but it doesn't give Annie and Clarabel the right to have a little bit of revenge? I swear to God, if I was there and I saw Sir Topham Hatt scolding Annie and Clarabel, I would have definitely said, look, man, you have to understand that she was far worse than you think she was, alright? She deserved this to happen. If she wasn't so rude to Annie and Clarabel, none of this would have happened. But nope, she had to be all snooty, she had to be a bitch. Now, I can't use that word in the cartoon, the word bitch, because that's, like, not appropriate. That's a kid's show. But I think you would have gotten the idea. But I wasn't there. So, but then, at the end of the episode, I almost forgot. I was just about to stop the video, but at the end of the episode, guess what happens? Thomas gives Annie and Clarabel the good news and bad news. So the good news is, Daisy is back to her own line. But the bad news is, Thomas is still on quarry duty. I don't know if he's punished. I don't know why he would be punished. But I don't think he is. I think he's just still on quarry duty because I guess Daisy's not really finished with them yet. But I guess because she's so paranoid that she had to go back. But the bad news is, another train had to take him. And it wasn't Percy. It wasn't Henry. It wasn't James. No. It was the mischievous Diesel. And he's apparently a diesel engine who has this really annoying... Oh, and I also want to mention... I'm sorry to get off topic. I also want to mention that Daisy's voice is so obnoxious, so annoying. It just makes me want to destroy the crap out of her. Like, it's so obnoxious and annoying. I just... I'm gonna calm down before I lose my temper. Bottom line is... Oh yeah, I'm getting back to the Diesel. He's now in charge of Annie and Clarabel. He's in charge, and guess what? He starts acting like an asshole to them. Starts bumping into them, acting all tough. I swear to God, if I was there, I would have definitely had him put down. If I was a leader, I definitely would have had him put down. If he doesn't change his ways. Because, I mean, he was supposed to change his ways. I mean, Thomas threatened him in this other episode where Diesel apparently had a thing that he likes ducks. So Thomas blackmailed him and says that if he isn't nice to other engines, he would tell them about his duck thing. He would tell them about his encounter with the ducks, and he doesn't want to be made fun of because he acts all tough around the other engines. But I'm getting off track. I'm sorry. Hey, off track, get it? But bottom line is, I don't want to see another episode. I would like that episode to be taken down, or at least, I don't know. It's not so mean-spirited because really, Daisy, she's so annoying, and she looks weird too. Like, no offense, but she looks really weird. She has that weird look on her face, and she has that smile that just angers me. But then, at the end of the episode, because of Annie and Clarabel's little revenge threat, well, not threat, but a little revenge thing, that now, because of what they did, and not Daisy, they have to be pulled by Diesel, the worst engine you can think of, who is a complete jerk, who bumps in the other engines, and doesn't care. He doesn't care. He doesn't give a crap. I definitely would have had him put down if I was there. I definitely would have ordered to put him down. And I don't think you... And I think there is a way for people to destroy, trains. I think they can do that. But I don't think they would do that in a cartoon, of course, because, it's a cartoon. But what did Annie and Clarabel deserve for them to be pushed by... Damn, I can't even get my words right. What did Annie and Clarabel deserve? What did they deserve? Why did they deserve that to happen? Why did they deserve Diesel to push them? Not like Percy, not like James, although James is a little bit snooty too in a way, but at least he's not like Daisy. At least I could take him more than Daisy. But why Diesel? Why? So we have one engine who's just rude, and then we have another engine who's a straight up asshole. So bottom line is, my review, my final thoughts on that episode, the one with Daisy, I definitely give it a 2 out of 10. Because maybe not that. A lot of people might disagree with me and like it, actually. But that's your opinion, alright? Don't be posting comments saying, oh, well, you're a hater, stop hating on them, it's their show, it's educational, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it might be educational and all that, but look, I just said my opinion. It just pissed me off to see Daisy insulting Annie and Clarabel, and then at the end, because after Daisy literally insulting Annie and Clarabel, they get punished, and they have to deal with Diesel. Although they don't show it, that's how it ends, which is kind of bullcrap in a way. But oh, and now we have this. All right, so final thoughts. I really did not like that episode. I really thought it was pretty bad. I mean, Daisy was just a straight up jerk. She was a straight up bitch. And then Diesel at the end was just a straight up jerk. And it's his laugh. It's his laugh. It pisses me off. Alright, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna turn this camera off now. I'm sorry for the long video, everybody. I probably shouldn't have recorded the episode and did a reaction so I can show you a little bit more proof. Oh, look. Now in this episode, Samson apparently thinks he can pull all the train cars. And look, I'm going to show you a little bit. But he couldn't do it because there was way too many cars. And so, at the near end, basically, Sir Topham Hatt gets mad at Samson and Thomas, and he gets mad at Thomas because he's got involved. And Sir Topham didn't know that Samson forced Thomas to be along. Alright, you know what? I'm getting off track. I need to turn this off before I start snapping. I don't want people going against me. I don't want any Thomas and Friends fanboys coming up at me and saying, oh, get off, stop hating you worthless piece of crap. Because that's it. Because people are like that. Some, at least. But I'm going to go. I'm going to get out of here now. I'm going to sit down. Alright. Well, that's my review. I wouldn't recommend watching that episode, unless you really do like it. Unless you're a huge Thomas and Friends unless you're a huge Thomas and Friends fan, and you don't mind, that's good. But in my opinion, I just really didn't like that episode. All right, I'm gonna go now. See you. This is Hellbent signing out. All right, see you later. And yeah, I'm sorry for the language, and that's gonna be put in the description. All right, see ya. Alright, goodbye.